Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Healthy Reset, where we'll have Nurse Maria, our esteemed Nurse Maria, Nurse Joseph, coming on to give us and lead us, or lead you ladies and your partners this evening through the menopause journey and to help you overcome and take back your lives from the menopause change so it doesn't overwhelm you all the time. I'm going to hand it over to Nurse Maria. Welcome to the Healthy Reset. We do this every Tuesday, or we try to do this every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Of course, every once in a while we miss a day because of whatever conditions may happen, right? But we try not to as much as possible. Like, share, and hit the notification bell. This is how we grow. This is how we reach more women. Join us, and well, turn you over to Nurse Maria. Nurse Maria is a women's sexual health nurse and a specialist in this area of menopause. Not only is she going through menopause herself and wanting to share what her experiences are, but she's also coming from a professional point of view on how menopause should be handled. So you're getting both a personal and a professional look on the menopause change. Nurse Maria, the floor is yours, and I'll be timing out.
Thank you, Dr. Khan. Thank you, ladies, for coming. Tonight, I want to talk on a topic that affects menopause, our marriages. So the topic tonight is menopause and marriage. An honest conversation about anger, myths, and communication during this time. So, hey everyone, so welcome to today's live discussion. I am very glad you ladies are here and gentlemen, hopefully. Whether you're in the thick of menopause or just starting to experience the many changes that many of us would experience, or you may be just supporting someone who is going through this transition at this time, this space is for you. We are here to talk openly, honestly, and with a little bit of humor, because let's be real, we need it at this time. If you've ever found yourself suddenly furious at your husband for just breathing too loudly, or washing wares, loading the dishwasher wrong, you are not alone, ladies. Today, we are breaking down why menopause can make us feel this way, and more importantly, what can we do about it? Because we do not want to run or push away our loved ones around us at this time. So it would be nice if we can drop a comment. If anyone, it's open for everyone to drop a comment and let us know, or let me know where you're tuning in from. I want this to be interactive so that we can share thoughts, and I'll read some real live comments, or we just come online and just talk about it. Quick disclaimer, I'm not a doctor, but I am a nurse. I am a woman going through this experience with you, so you are not alone. This isn't medical advice, but an open conversation about open conversation about what we are going through. Always check in with your healthcare provider for personal concerns. So that being said, so why are we talking about this? Why is it important? Menopause brings a roller coaster of emotions and anger, especially towards our husbands or those closest to us. Seems to be a common one. But instead of just brushing it off as crazy hormones, because some people call us crazy at this time, and rightfully so, if we don't have our emotions under check, let's actually unpack what's really happening to us here at this moment. Why is menopause affecting our emotions the way they do, particularly anger? Our hormones at this time are shifting in ways that impact our mood, our patience, and ability to handle stress. Why do we need to talk about it? Ignoring it or feeling guilty only makes it worse. So our goal today is we are breaking the myths, sharing our experiences, and finding better ways to communicate with our partners so we don't just survive menopause, we grow through it together. So what's happening to our bodies at this time? Let's break this down. Our bodies are experiencing major shifts, hormonal shifts. Estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. Yes, we have testosterone as women in much smaller amounts than the men, but we do have some. And all are in influx. They are going crazy at this time. And these directly affect mood, frustration, tolerance, and even our energy levels. And ladies, we can relate all to this energy drop. It's not just in our heads, it is really science. Estrogen drop, less regulation of stress management. So we know that is drop in estrogen causes stress and mood fluctuations. Progesterone drop can increase anxiety and irritability. Testosterone changes may impact our motivation and our emotional responses. Common triggers for anger, exhaustion, we overworked in our various places of work or at home if you're housewives. And that exhaustion can lead to we just want a little time to breathe, to get things together. And with all of that we are going through, that exhaustion can really lead to anger, feeling unheard during this time. So you're feeling unheard, you're already going through all these changes. And sometimes people make a joke of it, oh, you're menopausal. That's why you're behaving so. That's why you have all these mood swings and things like that. Not knowing that it's not something that you get up and say, oh, today I am going to give some real trouble. I'm going to give my husband and my kids some stress today. You don't get up saying that. So you feel unheard, and and also you feel like people not taking you seriously enough. So that can really cause you to be angry. Increased stress from daily responsibilities. And I wanted to add with that, sometimes not just daily responsibilities. This is a time in our life when we have a lot of losses. We lose a lot of parents, other relatives, along with what we are going through and the amount of responsibilities. In many cases, we are our parents and close relatives, caregivers, and we are, as well are going through a lot of changes. So that can bring a lot of frustration, stress, anxiety, moodiness, you name it. Overwhelmed from physical changes. We're going through, just as I said, we're going through so many changes. You feel like you want to pull out your hair sometimes, and you don't really need to pull it out because sometimes the hair falling out on its own. So we have all these changes, physical changes to deal with. You're seeing lines on your face that you never knew that your face could have. You're looking not the way you're accustomed looking. You put on weight, you're trying your best, you're dealing with so many things, and it have you feeling like you're not in control. So let us break some myths here about crazy hormones. Myth. Menopause makes women irrational. That is a myth. In reality, menopause simplifies frustrations we've often been suppressing, not simplify, sorry, here amplifies. I want to put that in there, interject that. It amplifies frustrations. We many times as women, as caregivers, we usually hold in the way we feel. And during this time, we really can't really suppress those feelings again. We've been doing it for all the years. And at this time, apparently, I really can't hold it in. I can remember too, um, wasn't menopause when I was pregnant. Somehow at that time, I could not hold in how I was feeling. I don't know if some women here can relate to me during this time. I was so outspoken. I just used to say things as it was. And menopause, in a way, reminds me of that time when I was having my daughter. I could not have held in what I was thinking. It just used to come out. If I was traveling, I was in a vehicle and somebody was making me uncomfortable, I would talk about it. I was just outspoken. So, if anything, like menopause, like pregnancy, menopause makes me feel that it's time for me to stop suppressing all these feelings. So it makes us actually more honest about what's not working. Myth, anger is bad. In reality, anger is a signal that something needs to change. Instead of feeling guilty, we can use it as information to address underlying issues. Sharing real experiences. Let me share a personal moment. The other day, my husband asked me where the peanut butter was. Seems like an innocent question, right? But at that moment, I just snapped. I felt this rage like, why do I have to be the keeper of the peanut butter? I mean, why are you asking me that? It's not like you're not living here. I realized it wasn't about the peanut butter. It was just about me feeling that I am carrying the weight of managing everything in my home and in menopause. My tolerance that day was zero, zilch, right? So I got frustrated and that was that. So I'd love to hear from you guys. Have you had a moment like this anytime in your transition? Something small that triggered an angry response? You could drop it in the comments so that we can you can see it, or you can talk about it now if if you wish. But there are things that set us off that we don't even know when you look back why you behaved the way you did. Practical ways to manage anger. What are some practical ways that we can manage anger this time? Before blowing up, what can we do? Recognizing early warning signs that you are really on the edge. For example, tension, racing thoughts, irritability. So there's a method you can use here. It's called the HALT method. Am I hungry, angry, lonely, or tired? So that is your a method that you could use at this time. Hungry, angry, lonely, tired. And that can be a sign that you're really ready to blow up. Communicating ahead of time. Can this help? Yes, it is, because you can say to your loved ones, I'm in a sensitive place today. Just giving you guys a heads up. So, in the heat of the moment, what can we do? Pause, take a deep breath, walk away, which is always a good thing, or move away and count to 10 quietly before you burst out and say things that you may never be able to take back. Label your emotions. This is another thing that we can do. You can say, I am feeling overwhelmed today. No, I'm not mad at you. I'm just feeling overwhelmed. Or you could use some humor, sometimes laughing at ridiculousness, laughing at yourself sometimes can diffuse the tension that we are feeling? What are some long-term strategies we can use at this time? We cannot underestimate or overemphasize the importance of self-care this time. Having some alone time for you and yourself. So that is very good. If once you can have that alone time, even it can be even 5 minutes at intervals, various times of the day. Movement, go for a walk. What about sleep? Sleep is a stress reliever, at least for me. And movement is one of my go-to as well. Exercise. If you find these strategies don't work, you can also seek support. Seek the support of friends, family, who you are close to. Therapy. That is another very good option. Menopause groups like our own. Very good for support. What about gratitude and perspective shifts? It is good at this time to sit back and have some gratitude. And, sometimes you think that things with us are the worst and it's not nobody has 100%, things going 100% perfect in their lives. Gratitude is a good way to start. A gratitude journal, I have learned that by dealing with Dr. Khan, a gratitude journal. Write 3 things in that journal each day that you are grateful for. It will help you to put things in perspective. Things that you are grateful for, your health. If you are in a comfortable home, you have family support, whatever it is that you can be grateful for, write that in the gratitude journal every day. That can help a lot to put a lot of things in perspective and give you a perspective shift. How to communicate better with your husband. What can we as women do at this time to communicate better with our husbands at this time, or partners? What men often don't understand about menopause. What some of the things that they don't understand is that they may feel the blame, that you're blaming them for just about everything, and they feel helpless at this time. They might not also as well not connect emotions to hormonal shifts. So getting them involved in what you are going through is very important, because they may not really and truly be able to understand the correlation between your moods and your hormones. If you don't tell them, they may never know. They also need clear, direct communication. Stop keeping everything in. Men do not like hints. Get out there and tell them what you are going through. It may save your relationship. What are some of the better communication strategies that we can use? You can use what we call I statements. I feel frustrated whenever this or that is going on. Instead of saying, he come and ask you, what's wrong? Nothing is never, I don't have a problem. Everything is fine. Let them know how to support you. What I need right now is a good way to start. I need what I need. Say what you need instead of hiding it. Be open about your own confusion. What can I say? I really do not fully understand why I am so irritated, but I want to talk about it. By talking about it would help you to calm down and to diffuse a lot of the anger that you're holding in. So instead of making it you versus me, let's make it us versus the menopause. What are some practical tips for managing anger and strengthening your marriage during this crucial time? Before we wrap it up, I want to leave you all with a 5 practical tip menu, as it were, that can help you navigate menopause with more patience, understanding, and connection with your mate. Tip number 1, create a timeout system. Sometimes anger hits fast and it hits hard. So instead of engaging in a heated argument, set up a simple system with your partner where either of you can call a timeout. It's like what you give your kids when they're small and behaving naughty. Yeah, there's a menopause timeout as well. For example, you say, I need 10 minutes break before we talk about this because you don't want to get angry and blow your fuse, right? So this gives you, the both of you, time to cool down before emotions take over. Tip 2, keep a menopause cheat sheet for your husband. So let's be real, men don't always understand what's going on and they may not know how to help us. So create a simple menopause cheat sheet for your partner with what we could put on this, a quick explanation of menopausal changes. Like, you're letting them know that you're getting these hot flashes, they can come anytime. In the night, in the day, there are hot flashes. In the night, they call them night sweats. And it have you feeling so out of sorts. And you feel like you can't get things in order. You just cannot, you're out of control. Another thing you can do, common triggers for anger. So on that menopause cheat sheet, things that really trigger you. One of the things that trigger me is when I hear loud, the TV loud. That is my trigger. Why is the TV so loud? Right? It is my trigger, loud noise. Right now, it seems to be my trigger. So find out what are your triggers and try and let your partner know that this is the trigger, and please work with me, work along with me. What helps you feel better? Like, what are things that you can tell your partner to help you feel better? Whether it's hugs, if you're not the huggy type like me, you need space or some humor. Let them come and tell you some jokes, or you watch a movie that makes you laugh together, do something together. Validation is also good as well. What not to do? One of the things that you should not do is dismiss your feelings, argue, and take everything personal. So you can even send him a helpful article or video, or even come on the chat here with us. So this would be a way that he can understand what you are going through, and that is not his wife alone is going through this, but other women are going through the same thing. Tip 3, move your body to move the mood. When anger builds up, one of the quickest ways to relieve tension is to move. How can I move? Take a walk, go outside, interact with nature, get some sun. All of this, listen to the birds singing. All of this is a stress reliever. And I find it's so amazing when you get outside and you walk and that fresh air hits. It's beautiful. It is really a stress reliever. Especially when you're in the company you have pleasant company, it is stress relieving. Do some light stretching while you're out there. And even at home, find a spot and do some stretching. It is another way of helping you manage your emotions. What about dancing? Some people like to dance. Some people like to sing songs, your favorite song. I love music. So to me, music for me is a stress reliever. I love music. Movement, what does movement do? Movement help to release stress hormones and improve your mood naturally. So movement is so good for this type of feeling that we are going through at this time, this anger. Tip 4, schedule check-in, what we call check-in conversations Rather than waiting for an argument to happen, set up a weekly check-in with your husband. Ask each other things like, how are you doing? What's been frustrating you? How can we support each other better at this time? This helps to prevent a buildup of resentment and improves the communication that you have with your partner this time. Tip number 5, find a support system. You don't have to go through menopause alone. Join a support group like us. Talk to friends who are understanding and who may have gone through this experience before and are going through it. Or even find an online community. So sharing experiences helps you feel less isolated and gives you a new coping strategy and sometimes a new perspective, a new way of coping during this time from other women who have been there or are going through the similar experience. What do you think of these tips, ladies? Let me know. Which one do you want to try first? Drop it in the comment. So anybody has any comments to make at this time? Any experiences you want to share, ladies? How you cope with these mood swings and you're dealing with explaining this, what you're going through with your partner so that you can don't lash out. Sometimes I wouldn't just say your partner, sometimes it's those your children as well. They get some of the heat, some of the anger too at this time as well. Anybody? Okay. So, well, I'll just put in my final thoughts here. Menopause doesn't have to divide us, ladies. It can actually deepen our understanding of ourselves and our own relationships. It's okay, quite okay to feel angry. What matters is how we process it and communicate it to others. Think about that. So I would like us to like, subscribe, and save this discussion. Join our private support group, comment below, and what's one takeaway you're going to try this week to help with the anger issues that we sometimes experience, the anxiety during this time. So therefore, I would want to just remind us that menopause is tough. It is a tough time for many of us, but so we. We have been through a lot as women. A lot we've been through. We've been mothers. Some of us are grandmothers. We've had experienced a lot of losses and we've come through all of that. So we are strong. We are strong. So what I would want us to know that, menopause is tough, but we are even tougher than menopause. And we don't have to go through it alone. I want you to remember that and try and implement some of the information that we've learned today to help us to cope at this time with the anger issues that we go through at this time. So I want to say thanks this evening. We are very quiet, very, very quiet at this time, but it is nice to know that, we are here for each other and not every time we come online, I know we want to talk. Sometimes it's just a very reflective time for us at this time. So I will just put you all back on to Dr. Khan.
Well, I have nothing to add, so I'll just open the floor for any questions. Comments?
Everybody's quite quiet tonight. So I don't know if you would just want to interject anything, Dr. Khan, and then we close off. I want to thank you all ladies for coming and for just, just being here. Because not everybody is a talker. Any interjections here, Dr. Khan, before we close?
So I just want to remind everybody we're launching the Ultimate Menopause Recovery course on February 20th. Anybody's interested, reach out to Maria or send us a WhatsApp message in the group, and we'll get you organized. And we're doing 5 weeks of how to master your menopause symptoms, get over the overwhelm, and we'll go through a lot of great details to get you through to the stage of much better understanding and management of your menopause. So just want to remind everybody, starts on February the 20th. Maria, floor is yours.
So thanks again for all your support, ladies, and we hope that we have something again very stimulating as what we had presented today. And I just want us to invite someone so that we can push on into educating us at this time so that we can be better prepared and even prepare others who may be coming after us, probably your kids. Give your children, your grandchildren a heads up because of the knowledge they've experienced during interacting with us as a group. So thanks again, ladies. Thank you, Dr. Khan. So I want to say good night to everyone.